Dad, where's the sea?
This is now Captain of the Shanghai.
So happy to finally hear someone.
It's coming.
What we're about to unfold is a chilling tale of survival. A mother and her children trapped at sea, stalked by unseen creatures and unforgiving storms. Subscribe now and witness their heart-pounding fight for life. In the middle of the Caribbean, a family relaxes on their yacht. Julia, the mother, dives in for a swim. As she floats, a strange sensation brushes past her. She looks around. Nothing. She forces herself to stay calm, but the feeling returns. Stronger this time. Still, she sees no one, no thing. Panic hits. She races toward the yacht. Suddenly, something yanks her leg from below. She screams, but her daughter Casey, lost in her music, hears nothing. Her husband Tom and son Ben are focused on fishing, unaware of Julia's struggle as water fills her mouth, cutting her voice. Minutes pass before Tom realizes she's gone. He scans the water and spots her. He shouts for the kids, dives in, and fights toward her. He reaches Julia, steadies her shaking body, and drags her back to the yacht. The children haul them aboard. Julia trembles, but convinces herself it must have been the waves. Night falls, and the family gathers to celebrate Ben's birthday, unaware of what still lurks beneath them. Casey gets a call from her boyfriend and steps outside with her laptop. On video, he shows massive dark clouds swallowing the city. The call glitches, then freezes. Alarmed, Casey runs to warn the family, but Tom brushes it off, saying the signal is weak this far from land. Suddenly, a deep rumble echoes around them. They rush outside to see a group of whales gliding past. Tom explains that whales follow Earth's magnetic field, and storms can throw them into chaos. Without warning, the yacht jolts violently, sending Ben crashing to the floor. Fearing damage, Tom dives underwater to inspect it. Moments later, he resurfaces, bleeding from a deep shoulder wound. Julia immediately stitches him up. Tom explains that he felt something massive behind him, but when he spun around, the propeller had cut him. Still, whatever brushed past him was huge. He confirms the yacht is badly damaged and they need help. Julia keeps trying the radio. Casey searches for signal, but nothing connects. Suddenly, Casey spots a strange creature and screams, only to find Ben wearing a mask, pulling a prank. Soon after, the yacht completely breaks down and leaves them stranded at sea. Julia hears a distorted voice on the radio she can't understand, while Tom warns they only have 4 days of food and water left and must hope for a passing fishing boat. Suddenly, the radar picks up something and a strange sound echoes around them. They rush outside to see countless meteors crashing down, each one exploding on impact. One hits the water near them, and Tom desperately tries to start the yacht, but another fireball strikes nearby, shaking everything. Terrified, they cling together until Tom realizes these meteors are actually falling satellites. Smoke rises from the yacht, and Tom confirms the engine has failed. As the wind intensifies, they hide inside, unaware the compass is spinning wildly. The yacht shakes violently, Ben falls and gets hurt, and massive waves slam against them. Fighting through the chaos, Tom grabs life jackets, but the power suddenly cuts out until he slams the power box and the lights flicker back to life. Julia suddenly bleeds from the nose, growing dizzy as Casey vomits. Tom frantically tries the radio with no signal. A piercing noise erupts, the wind rages, and when Julia shuts the door, a hatch blows open and windows shatter. Tom fires a flare, then darkness falls. By morning, the family wakes in shock. They survived, but the yacht is half destroyed and stranded on land as the sea has vanished. Casey checks her phone. No signal. Ben plays with 2 dead crabs, and Tom sees the compass has reversed, a phenomenon not seen in 700,000 years. Fearing her boyfriend is dead, Casey breaks down. Julia tries to comfort her, but she hides. Julia and Tom survey their supplies while Ben ties his birthday balloons to a rock for help. Tom tries the radio again, and finally a man answers. His name is Now, and he is the captain of a submarine, which is also stranded on land. Explains that the magnetic poles have reversed, draining the ocean and sinking the land, and that he has seen no other survivors with all communications down. He warns the poles will flip again, returning the ocean within a week, and urges the family to reach higher ground. His partner died in a crash, and the submarine only has room for 3. Julia and Tom plead for their children's safety, and he gives them his coordinates. Tom calculates it will take 2 to 3 days to reach him and tells the family to rest before dawn. The next morning, as they pack, Tom spots a limping man with a harpoon and a barking dog. He offers the man water, but after drinking, the stranger smashes the bottle on Tom's head and brutally kicks him in the face. Julia runs in terror, but it's too late. The man has driven a harpoon into Tom's stomach and then slits his throat. He throws another harpoon at Julia, injuring her shoulder. She rushes into the yacht, tells the kids to hide, locks the door, and gives them the flare gun before hiding in the bathroom with a knife. The man smashes in, grabs food, and searches for her, but Julia slips out through a small opening. His dog attacks and she stabs it, enraging him. Julia tries to re-enter the yacht through a broken window, but he grabs and punches her, throwing her to the floor. She clings to furniture, only to be kicked again and sent crashing back. The man stomps on Julia's wrist, yanks her hair, slams her face into the floor, throws her onto the sofa, and begins strangling her as the children watch in horror. Casey fires the flare gun, hitting him and setting him on fire as the yacht ignites. The kids run, but Julia returns to kick him down, grab the map and bag, and escape. Ben and Casey collapse beside their father's body, saying a tearful goodbye to Tom. The burning man emerges again, forcing them to flee as the yacht explodes behind them. They pause by a waterfall, where Casey fears he followed them because of the balloons. Ben feels guilty, but Julia reassures him and urges them onward. As they continue, Ben freezes at a dead hammerhead shark, and Julia spots the man closing in. They sprint, tumbling down a sand dune into poisonous waste, crossing carefully, hoping they've finally shaken him. As they continue, they pass massive dead sea creatures and mountains of ocean plastic. Ben slows, and Julia realizes he's dehydrated. The nearly empty water bottle reveals Casey's mistake, sparking a tense argument as they press on. They soon find a crashed plane, panic at movement inside, but it's only birds. Exhausted, they spend the night in the wreckage, share a small snack, and Julia finds a family photo in Tom's jacket, shattering her. While resting, Casey asks about her parents' love story, and Julia recalls Tom confessing with flowers in a poem. Later, Casey steps outside, and the terrifying man attacks, but Julia ambushes and stabs him repeatedly, finally killing him. Casey clings to her mother, trembling. By morning, his corpse is crawling with maggots, covered in bite marks that reveal a dangerous creature lurks nearby. Crabs even spill from his mouth as they leave. Hours later, while Julia and Casey study the map, Ben wanders off and starts drinking from a pond. Julia yanks him away, warning the water could kill him. The heat grows unbearable, so they cover their heads and push on until Ben becomes dizzy. Finding some old chairs, Julia and Casey build a small shelter, and after giving Ben an injection, Julia decides they will rest there for the night. In the morning, Julia wakes to a strange sound and sees a massive swarm of crabs approaching. She wakes the children, and they flee, spotting a large cargo ship with 3 survivors. A woman wants to help, but the other 2 men lock them out. As the crabs close in, Julia climbs the container with the children. They pull her up after the crabs bite her feet. Half the crabs enter through a hole, and the crew fires, but the crabs overwhelm and kill the men. Julia bandages her wounds, faints, and awakens alone in a raging sandstorm. Panicked, she searches for the children, grabs a dead woman's weapon, and screams. Casey responds, explaining they'd searched for help but found none. Soon they reunite with Ben, who discovers an open container where they can shelter until the storm passes. Julia uses Tom's lighter to painfully seal her wound. After the storm passes, they find another container stocked with water, a radio, and a gun. Julia contacts the boat, explaining the map is lost and that oxygen-crazed arthropods attacked them. The captain warns the ocean will return faster than expected, giving them only hours. He fires a flare, and the family follows it. After a long trek, they pause at a broken toilet where Ben urinates, then spot the submarine. But to reach it, they must cross a rocky path. As they move through, the walls shake and rocks tumble in a terrifying rock slide. Julia pushes her children aside and steps back, narrowly avoiding being crushed, as a wall of boulders erupts between them. Julia tells the children to go ahead without her, but Casey refuses, insisting her mother climb. After a heated argument, Julia promises to catch up, and Casey reluctantly pulls Ben forward. They reach the submarine, finding it covered in blood. The man explains it's over for him, leaving the children to take the vessel. Casey runs back for Julia, who sees the crab swarm and fires, killing some but barely slowing them. Despite her injured leg, Julia climbs with Casey's help, and they race toward the submarine, where Ben fires to distract the crabs. Julia keeps shooting until the children are safe inside, then throws the gun at the creatures and joins them. They lock the hatch, watching crabs swarm outside. As the ocean rushes back, they buckle in, holding hands while powerful waves toss the submarine. Julia relives their harrowing journey. Casey vomits, and a high-pitched noise knocks them unconscious. When they awaken, relieved, they step outside to find the submarine carried into a ruined city. Hope remains for survival and a new life. Julia and her children are safe. But is this the end, or just the start of another fight? Comment below what you'd do in their place and subscribe for more thrilling stories.